Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gitsapalooza. I am here with my friend Justin.
Yep.
And we are going to be playing Bushido kind of as a warm-up for Adepticon. Obviously, I'm not going to be competing, but I'd still like to get some games in, and I'm still fiddling with this army. So this is one of the scenarios from Bushido. It's called Keii, Keii. There is a slight variation just for practicality's sake. The actual scenario calls for 50 millimeter objectives that you pray at. Unfortunately, there are a couple of us that are providing 8 tables, and I think asking somebody to cook up 48 50 millimeter objectives is a little excessive. At least it's beyond what I can do. So since I had some smaller objectives made ready for last year, it takes a big burden off me if I can do the same scenario just with smaller objectives. So these are going to look like idle objectives, but they are actually the bigger 50 mil kind for the scenario. Wait, that came out wrong. These are the 30 mil objectives. We're just substituting the 50 mil that are supposed to be here in this scenario for the 30. And again, simply for practicality's sake. So it's a fun little scenario. It's straightforward, but it's kind of tricky. So you've got one victory point for the player with the most scenario points at the end of turn 2, and then at the end of turn 4, and then at the end of turn 6, with resets after scoring. The tricky part, of course, is you only have 5 prayer tokens. So somehow you've got to proxy 5 prayer tokens into as many victory points as you can. So if you blow all your prayer tokens in turns 1 and 2, then if your opponent has any prayer tokens left, then you've kind of just handed them, the last round. So we'll see. This should be fun and interesting and challenging. That's kind of what we were looking for Adepticon this year. Were scenarios that were easy to understand, but were not necessarily easy. And I think this qualifies as that. Anyway, I will be back in a moment with the armies, and then we'll go from there. Here's my Savage Wave army. I'm still working on tweaking the alpha dogs. So this is the latest and greatest version. So I have Zuba, I have Kimono and Ushi with the Spirit of the Consumed, which increases his key stat by 1, which gives him a 4+1 key statistic. And then I've got an Oni slave and a dog, the alpha, and then the Keii. So in this list, the Keii cannot manipulate objectives, so they will not be praying, because that is a simple action. However, everybody else can. So, and then Ushi has the possibility of taking control of my opponent's models by casting Obey, in which case I can use my opponent's models to move objectives for me, which is what I've done in the past, and that kind of helps make up for the fact that I have a number of models that cannot manipulate objectives. Let's go see what Justin cooked up. All right, here we are with Justin's army. I'll just hand it over to him and let him tell you about it.
Okay, so I'm running a Glimpse of Jinkiro, or the Nightmares of Jinkiro theme. Jikoku. I'm running Pangolin, Hirogi, Shinju, Sunshiro, Gendo, Saoto, and a Gego. So
nice. There are a lot of models here I haven't seen on the table before.
Yep.
The rat guys. I love the rat guys.
Yep.
Before I discovered that I couldn't do that, it was totally illegal. I was going to try an all rat army. I think you could still get most of the way there, but you can't do what I was going to do because, of course, like usual, what I was going to put together is completely illegal. So, all right. Well, it looks cool. I'm excited. Beautifully painted, and I'm really excited to see how it goes. Here we are after deployment. Justin rolled the higher die on the deployment tactical test and made me deploy first. So I have the dogs on one side and the alphas on the other. And then here's Tyler's group, Justin's group. I keep calling Justin Tyler. It's his brother's name. Sorry in advance, Justin and viewers. So now we're going to do our roll to see who wins the first tactical test for figuring out who deploys. I rolled a 1. Justin rolled a 6. Justin, you want me to go first or you want to go first?
I'd like to go first.
All right, he's going to go first. Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, we will see you guys at the end of the first turn. Okay, here we are in turn 1, and we already have a combat. It is Zuba who is managed to be able to walk into combat with the rat guy. What's the rat guy's name?
Shinji.
Shinji. So Zuba has walked into combat with Shinji. Shinji is exhausted and unfortunately failed his Fear 6 test, which isn't surprising considering he's cowardly. So Shinji's down to 1 die, and Zuba has his 3. And I am not doing any special attacks or defenses. Justin, you said Shinji was going to do some trickery?
Yeah.
What's Shinji doing?
Sidestep defense.
Sidestep defense. All right, so Shinji is down to 1 die, and it's got to be defensive. I, on the other hand, am rolling all offense.
Yeah.
So let's see how we do. I roll poorly. I get a 3 and a 4 to Tyler's 4. However, because I have brutal 1, my 4 goes up to a 5, so I hit you on the 1. So that at least keeps your sidestep defense from working. I have strong, so I'm going to roll 3 dice. That one's cocked. So I roll 3, I pick the highest 2. God, my dice rolling has been so bad. So I have a 7 on the 1, which is nothing. However, where's Zuba? Zuba's got a strength bonus of +3. So that 7 becomes a 10. And a 10 on the 1, actually a 10 on the 1 is
2 damage.
2 damage. So yeah, 2 damage from Zuba. So there we go. All right, here we are at the end of turn 1. We can, Kimono Ushi meditated to double his ki. And then the little guy in the back meditated to double his ki. And then everybody else moved forward a little bit. Of course, I move forward very aggressively, so I've got the alpha on the objective who managed to miss getting shot at by an arrow when we realized that he'd had to roll an 8 on 2 dice, and you can't do that anymore. And then he also tried to get woodgied by the pangolin, but that didn't work either. And then over here, these two fought. You saw that, and Zuba put just a couple of points of damage on Shinji. So no points scored at this point. Nobody's used a prey token, so everybody's kind of playing a Keii to see what happens this next turn. So we will be back at the end of turn 2, or if something interesting happens, I will record it for you so you can see it live. Right here we are in turn 2, and after some shenanigans, I took control of Shinji and had him attack the other rat. They didn't really do anything to each other, And as you would expect, but at least it used up a couple of activations on his part. And then I had Zubo walk into the back of Shinji. So Shinji is surprised, but passed his fear test and then passed his cowardly test. So Tyler said he's going to do something sneaky. So Justin, why am I calling you Tyler all the time? It's because I don't see you enough.
You know what? I'm going to get like a
little name tag.
Yeah.
Okay. And put it on my phone so that every time I look at my phone, I can see it. So, Justin, you're going to do something sneaky. What are you going to do?
Well, I am going to be doing a sidestep defense.
Okay, he's doing sidestep defense. He is, how many dice do you have? You're down one.
I have 2. I have 3. I was down 1 for being surprised.
Right. So you're at 2.
Yep, I paid 3 to get back.
All right, so he's at 3 dice, and I'm at 3 dice.
Yep.
So I know what I'm doing.
Okay, I know what I'm doing.
All right, let's do the big reveal. I'm doing all attack.
2 defense, 1 attack.
Okay, so my attack and your defense go first.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I didn't roll a 1 for the first time all game.
Well, look at that. I rolled a 1.
All right, so it's my 6, 7, 8 plus 1 for brutal is 9 to your 3. So I hit you on the 6. So this will be 3 dice, taking the highest 2, and then adding 3 because of my strength bonus. So that would be 11, 12. So I max out the 6 table.
Which is 9 damage.
Yeah. So I think he goes away.
He does.
Squish!
That's not a squish. That's a...
All right. So there you go. Action, more action for you guys. And we're trying to explain things as we show what's happening.
At least you're exhausted, though.
No, I'm not. I'm only down 1. That was my first activation.
Oh.
I still have 1 activation left. All right. We'll see you guys. We'll see what happens interesting later. I want to show this. Justin did something really cool. So I took Ushi and tried to control, what's her name? This one.
Horigano.
Pergana?
Yeah, Horigano.
Horigano. Okay, so Horigano was kind of behind over there, kind of behind. It wasn't at the idol, but was a bit behind it. And I tried to control her because I didn't want her praying at that idol. And she did her mirage thing. And she can mirage away from a opposed key test, a targeted opposed key test. So she miraged over here, and then she ran over here, and she still has another activation. So she couldn't get to this and pray, but she could get to this turn, which I wasn't anticipating. And so that was a pretty sneaky move. So we'll see what I can do to try to shut her down before she prays me, because I did pray at this idol early with the alpha dog over here. So right now I'm up 2 scenario points to none. But if he gets to that idol, that would be a 3-point prayer. So I got to figure out what to do. We'll be back shortly. Okay, guys, I'm filming this just because it's going to be a little complex. So I thought I would show it off. So here's the problem, is that this gal, I can't outweight him. What I'd like to do is outweight his activations and then wait for her to move into base to base if that's what she's going to do with the idol, and then attack her with the dogs and eat her before she can pray at the idol. The problem is he's got a lot more activations than I do. So I can't outweight him for that. So I'm going to have to act ahead of schedule, basically. She has the ability to do only 1 more mirage. So my dogs have got a 10, they haven't activated, they still have 2 activations. So if I charge, I get a 10-inch movement. So I can connect to her with the first dog. She can mirage out of it into the objective if she wants to, because she gets a 2-inch mirage. But then after that, I can hopefully use the other dogs to get her into base to base with at least 1 or 2 so that I can keep her busy and prevent her from praying at that idol. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Now, I can't do all the measuring and everything while I'm holding the camera. So I'm just going to explain it, and then I'll come back in a minute and kind of, we'll see how things ended up. But I think this is my best option for getting out of this. Okay, so I just went ahead and I charged the left 2 dogs and was able to walk the right 2 dogs into combat. So I'm starting combat from here. I get 2 dice because of my stat. I get +1 dice because of group, or because of, I get, for being an extra dog, I get an extra die. So I start at 3. Justin starts at 3. However, Justin's outnumbered 3-1. 4-1, I mean. So that's outnumbered by 3. No. So he's down to 1 die. I am up to 4. So, and he is doing sidestep defense. So let us do the big reveal. Ready? 3 attack, 1 defense.
Yep.
Throw that. Throw that. So I get 5, 6, 7.
I'll have you dodge your 5.
I dodge the 5. All right.
Yeah, you're right.
4, 5. So 5 to 2 is I'm still on the 3 table, and the dogs get +1. So +1 damage. So on the 3. So that's crappy. 4, 5 on the 3. That might be 1. Do you have a table with you, Ben? 2.
5 on the 3 is 2 damage.
Okay, so 2 damage. Okay, so that was dog number 1. Now we go to dog number 2 right there.
I hope I live off of this.
So we're all basically at the same thing. Okay. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
All right, wait, did I? I did not. Okay, there we go. So I gave up a die to do grapple attack 1.
Okay.
So I have 5, 6, 7 to his 1. You want to dodge the 5. It's usually my trick. So 5, 6, 7 to 0. So I hit you on the 7, and you're grappled. If you're not dead from the 7. Probably dead. 10 on the 7, 11 on the 7.
11 on the 7 is 9. Yeah, that's
okay.
Dead.
Okay. That's too bad. I was kind of looking forward to actually being sneaky and grappling her, and then the other 2 dogs which charged would rip her apart because they get an extra die. So, all right. So there we go. So that's how this ends, messily. And frankly, in my experience, this is how you use the dogs. One, you know, I look at a lot of people in lists who buy 1 or 2, you know, a couple of dogs or 1 dog. And maybe they have a really good way to use them that I'm not aware of, and I always leave that as an option. But in my experience, unless you have 3 dogs, I would take something else, because they just, I mean, in this case, no, I mean, they wouldn't have been anywhere near this effective because they wouldn't have gotten the big outnumbering bonus, which made all the difference. So that's why it's called a dog pack. They hunt in packs, and they eat things in packs. So, all right, anyway, onward. End of turn 2. So it was pretty hit or touchy here at the end. Oh, sorry. So I had, let me see, what happened that was interesting. The alpha got immobilized by the sloth, and then the sloth walked up and actually just killed this dog, like, horribly. He couldn't really get to the only thing he could get to, the only objective he could get to prey at is that one in the back, but it's only worth 1 point. And since I had 2 from praying at this idol, there wasn't really, it just would have been a waste of a prayer token. So he decided not to pray at that. However, Sloth got a couple of points for doing damage, so he's got probably, 6 wounds left now?
5.
5 wounds left, and is this big scary thing kind of moving forward. And then over here, of course, I killed that 1 rat early, and then I killed the female witch over here, and I also got rid of a rat swarm. He basically suicided the rat swarm into Zuba to burn his last activation, so he didn't do anything more interesting.
Burn your last activation.
Yeah. So this is where we are. So at the end of turn 2, I have got 2 points from 1 prayer token, and Justin wisely decided not to waste his last prayer token on something that wasn't going to help him. So I will get the first victory point. However, Justin now has more potential. He's got more prayer tokens than I do. So he should have an easier time of it for the rest of the game. We'll see how it goes. Justin, why don't we do our roll to see who's going to go first next turn? I will once again spend 2 points from Zuba in order to give myself Tactician.
Okay.
So I got a 5 and a 1. You can re-roll that. They don't count unless they're in the box.
I got a
4. So I do have tactician, so I will probably go first. We'll give it a second once I stop filming to actually think about what I'm doing. All right, here we are at the end of turn 3. Was an interesting turn, reasonably good for me. I got lucky with some dice rolls. The sloth came forward and attacked my alpha, did about half of his wounds, not quite. But I survived, which I wasn't sure I was going to. And then the butcher there went after one of my poor Keii. And the Keii survived. So that was good. On the other side, I took control of, pardon my wavy hand, the vampire lady there, and managed to engage the little guy who summoned the sloth. So if I can manage to kill her,
kill the little guy.
Or kill the little guy, sorry, then I can get rid of the sloth, which would be nice. But of course, this guy's coming to the rescue. And otherwise, and Zuba came over and killed the other rat earlier in the turn. And of course, that's Ushi, who put 2 control markers on the vampire lady, one of which is still on her. However, Tyler was busy scoring points and I was not. So right now, at the end of turn 3,
Not
Justin,
Tyler.
not
It is
Tyler, Justin,
I'm much better looking.
Tyler. Okay, we'll leave that for the viewers to judge. You're both better looking than I am, though, so that works. Anyway, so Justin was busy scoring points. So right now, with 1 turn left, I have to be a busy bee because I'm down 3-0 for the scenario points for this set of scoring. So we will see how it goes. I'll be back in a bit. End of turn 5, and we are calling it the end of the game. The killing spree for both of us continued. He killed my alpha with the sloth, but eventually I killed his little boy, which also got rid of the sloth, which was pivotal. And then he killed... I don't know, that was it, I guess. That's all. Those are my casualties. So I lost a regular dog and the alpha. And I managed to, once I got rid of the boy and the sloth, I think that's all I ended up doing too. But I had my Oni slave over here on the right up against the objective at the end of the game, and that was an easy way to pray twice and get 6 points. So at this point, I was up 6 scenario points to 3. Giving me a 2 victory point margin, and since it's really late at night, we're going to call it, since there's no way Justin can catch up. Justin, any parting comments? Anything you want to say to the folks back home? You want to besmirch my honor?
No.
Nah. It's a great looking army, and it was interesting. When the sloth was moving around killing things, it was scary. But once I get rid of the sloth, then it was okay beyond that. So anyway, that's it. Thank you everyone for joining us on Gitsapalooza. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And hopefully we'll have something fun for you next time. Bye-bye.